and welcome back to Bear's Reading Nook. I'm Kara, and today we're going to be talking about the best books of the year so far. And so basically I went through all the books that I've read so far this year and have pulled the top rated from each month. So in January, the best book was When Stars Are Scattered. This I've talked about a few different times. Basically, it follows the story of two brothers who are in a refugee camp and follows them through the years as they work to try to get out of there in some way through like a placement in a different country. And it was really good, made me feel a lot of things, but it was really well done. In February, it was a few different books, the first being Mooncakes, which was just a fun kind of graphic novel that I read, which was fantastical in parts, had various representation through, I think, a sapphic couple, a non-binary character, and I feel like there was something else as well, but it was really good, and I enjoyed the story. Also in February was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, which basically was almost like a graphic novel journey type of picture book thing. I don't exactly know how to like describe it, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really good, and I loved the art. It was so good. Now on to March. For March, it was Are You Listening?, which was another graphic novel following a teenager who basically kind of like ran away from home and ends up on a journey with a friend of, I think, that person's mom, I think is the connection. And there's magical elements in the story somehow through possibly a cat, but I really enjoyed it, and I loved the conversations that they were having in there, and I thought they were really good, and I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed the kind of like art style because it didn't feel overpowering in any way, and the focus was solely on the conversations that people were having in the book. For April, the first book that we have is To Carve a Fey Heart, and basically this is the first in the Fair Isle trilogy, and basically it follows two sisters who are sent as basically replacement brides for two Fae royalty when the original two brides are killed. And basically the whole reason for this is that marrying two humans to two Fae is how a treaty is kind of like continued every, I think it's 100 years. They do this to keep that treaty going to prevent a war. So the second book in April is A Long Way Down, which follows the main character whose older brother was recently killed, and he is bent on revenge, and so as he gets in the elevator to go down to the lobby, various people keep coming on, and those people spark conversations. There's more to the story, but I don't want to spoil anything, so if you're interested, check it out. In May, we have Skyward Volume 2, which I've talked about a little bit. Basically, this series follows the idea that gravity ended up being either turned off or turned really low, and people have to adjust to that, and different ways that it changes things. And so book 2 kind of follows life outside the city. It focuses on how those things outside the city are changed, and like how people have adapted to those changes. And finally, June, we have 3. So the first one, nobody's probably surprised at this, is My Brother's Husband. I enjoyed this so much. I love the story of this, and the conversations that it kind of starts for Yachi, and Kana a little bit as well, because the kind of culture, at least how it's written here, is very much more closeted as far as LGBTQ stuff goes. And so kind of like Yachi wrestles with how he personally feels as far as LGBTQ is concerned. And Kana just kind of learns that it exists. It's really interesting to see how they both react. Next, Heartstopper Volume 1. Heartstopper is basically a nice warm hug in a graphic novel that features a male-male romance. That is all I need to know. And I want to keep reading that series because it's so cute. And finally, a surprise book would be From Twinkle with Love, which basically is a YA contemporary romance that follows a main character who wants to be a film director, and the love interest who basically convinces her to direct a movie for a talent show thing at their school, and he is helping produce the film, so they end up spending a lot of time together, and it is adorable. I really enjoyed it. And that was a surprise one because it was from a random quiz that I took, which that video is up, and I will link it down below as well as in the cards. So yeah, those are the best books that I've read so far this year, and I'm excited to see what other books I end up loving the second half of the year. But that's all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!